How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And according to an interview with ESPN's Todd Archer, the past isn't the only thing Brian Schottenheimer plans on marrying within the Dallas Cowboys organization. He actually wants to marry the past Super Bowl winning Dallas Cowboys alum with the current roster. According to an article from The Spun by Athlon Sports, Brian Schottenheimer issues requests to all-time Cowboys greats. So let's head over to thespun.com so we can read this interview, Angry Cowboys fan family. All right, Cowboys Nation, we are over here on thespun.com by Athlon Sports, and the title is Brian Schottenheimer issues requests to all-time Cowboys greats. This was actually written July 3rd, so it was written yesterday. But as Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer continues to build his team as best he can, he comes up with an idea involving some of America's team's all-time greats. In a recent interview, Schottenheimer said that he wants to see more of the Cowboys legends who helped the teams win their 5 Super Bowl titles. He believes that the current players who have never been to a Super Bowl, let alone win one, could learn a lot about what it means to be a Cowboy by having their all-time greats show up with words of wisdom. I think the more those guys are around, the more we see their Super Bowl rings, which they wear very proudly. I think that's great for our guys because that's why we do it. We don't hide from that, Schottenheimer said via ESPN's Todd Archer. There's such a great tradition and history here with the Cowboys, and you talk about not just the Super Bowl trophies, but some of the great players, Schottenheimer said. We wanted them to kind of see our energy and our juice the way we would like to operate. They paved the way for the guys that sit in those chairs today. I mean, they're a part of our family. It's like having an uncle or a grandfather in some cases that you can use as a sounding board. You can use as a mentor. Are they going to be friends? Hell, I hope so. But if they're not, there's experiences that they can garner from the likes of Randy White, Bob Lilly, Michael Irvin, and Dat Nguyen. Following the Washington Commanders' appearance in the NFC Championship game, the Dallas Cowboys now have the longest drought in the conference title game and the 3rd longest conference title game drought in the league. In fact, only a handful of Cowboys players were even alive for their last NFC title game appearance back in 1995. But it's going to take more than just some sage advice for Dallas to reach the playoffs, let alone the NFC Championship game. Schottenheimer is in his first NFL head coaching job, so he better learn fast. Cowboys Nation, when you hear players like Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin talk about the Dallas Cowboys from an outsider perspective, I would say to myself, why don't y'all lend a hand at the Star instead of complaining about what the Cowboys are not doing? This, honestly, is a breath of fresh air for our Dallas Cowboys head coach and for the Dallas Cowboys organization. This brings a championship pedigree to the fold. When the current Dallas Cowboys players integrate with players from 72, 78, 1992, 93, and 95, it could bring a different level of understanding when it comes to what the expectation truly are for a championship contending team. Having greats like Michael Irvin working with the wide receiver room, Emmitt Smith working with the running backs, Tyron Smith with Zach Martin working with the offensive line, DeMarcus Ware working with the defensive ends, and Sean Lee working with the linebackers. I feel this would help the current iteration of our Dallas Cowboys something fierce. But I understand that Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, and Sean Lee aren't Super Bowl winning former players, but they were among the best at their position and have a plethora of knowledge to share with these players like Maurice Leofau, Donovan Ezeraku, Tyler Guyton, Tyler Booker. But Cowboys Nation, This is yet more evidence Brian Schottenheimer wants to marry different things within the Dallas Cowboys organization. Yes, Schotty's been talking about marrying the past with the run, but he's also embracing the Dallas Cowboys championship pedigree of the past, using it properly instead of the team leaning on past accomplishments as if they were their own. But this, I feel, Cowboys Nation, this is the problem within the Dallas Cowboys organization. Each player that comes to the team, they come and embrace the team's legacy, and they believe that they're a part of it like they won the Super Bowl championships when they actually didn't. Current players have allowed the star on the side of their helmets to go straight to their head as if they're champions just by stepping on the field, just by donning that star. Let's get some real champions in this building to show our current roster how it's done, while also equipping these young men with a championship mentality. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about Brian Schottenheimer's idea of bringing Dallas Cowboys champions to the fold to help the current roster? We know that some of the greats were there at a previous practice, but would you like it if these greats were a part of the plan on a more official capacity? Y'all know how we do it. We always talk about it in the comments section. But if you're digging this content and want to join a bunch of wonderful Dallas Cowboys fans as we root on our Dallas Cowboys, drop a like on this video and consider sharing it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and love the way Brian Schottenheimer has taken the bull by the horns when it comes to being the Dallas Cowboys head coach, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or starting July 7th, College Football 26, and starting August 14th, Madden 26 gameplay. We have said this for a long time, Cowboys Nation, but things had to change within that organization. I feel that what the Dallas Cowboys organization has done as of late may be the change that we needed. Maybe the change is going to come sooner rather than later. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful Independence Day. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, enjoy the barbecue, fireworks, and cold beer. And I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.